will be having a lot of you can say real-time scenarios today. So I was just discussing also with Mr. Akin to have little more practical sessions. Then obviously you can read these slides and all the stuff. They're already shared on the Skillweed Academy, so you can just access to the stuff and all the supporting documents. But we'll try to make something, you can say, scenario-based that can help you out in your future. You can troubleshoot things, how you can be like a good troubleshooter in IT. That is one thing super kind of, you can say, important, and that will actually help you on the ground, okay? Nobody's going to help you on the ground, neither on exam or neither when you're doing the job, okay? You are the only individual that will be helping herself or himself, okay? So that's for sure. So try to have a notebook or pens to note out these, you can say, bullet points and all that stuff. So you make sure don't miss those things, okay? The productivity softwares, today we are going to have some productivity software that's used to perform common tasks in business. Home office, such as word processing, spreadsheet, MS Excel is one of the best example of spreadsheets. Presentation, PowerPoint is one of the best example of presentations. Crazy is one of the another one that you might have used that. Web browsing, obviously through browsers, you can say Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Brave. You just name that, and if someone asks that which one is more better, that's a good question. So for the browsing side, if you go for the security side, I would obviously recommend the Brave software. I am not an official representative of Brave, but that's what the IT people do. And from the second, I'll just go to the Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, one of the super best, you can say, from the security wise. That's one of the most important thing, okay? And you have to protect your passwords and all that stuff. Obviously, every person these days have like more than 200 or 300 passwords, so you cannot remember each of these, right? So you just have to save that to your browsers once you're logged in through the ID. So it can be synchronized and you can easily access those websites and all that stuff, okay? So the web browsing and the visual, can say the programming, how can we facilitate from that, from those languages, and the collaboration software obviously facilitate for sharing, parsing, and management of file documents and data between them. So even the Zoom is also a collaboration software, right? We are all together. We are like we are sharing information. We are guiding one another. We are just having some productive time over here. So it's kind of super helpful collaboration software. And if someone asks what about Microsoft Teams, that's also a kind of similar software that we do online meetings and all that stuff, and also Google Meet. So if someone asks you which one is the better, I would obviously go with the Zoom. There's a reason behind it. So due to the flexibility of few softwares, they are super flexible. They are very easy to read, user-friendly interface. Things are super simple to share. And one of the best part is that those areas that have, you can say, some network issues, you can still even have a very good, you can say, performance of Zoom comparing to Microsoft Teams and Google Meet. Since I have used all in every kind of environment, so I'm sharing my own practical experience with you people. So obviously, this collaboration software is one of the, you can say, one of the most user-friendly, okay? So obviously the file document and other data between members of a team. The software includes message board, screen sharing, conferencing software, the one we just discussed that, email, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. You just named all those email providers are the collaboration kind of software that we're having it. Calendaring is for you can say for managing your time, your future appointments and all the stuff. Instant messagings are obviously your WhatsApp and all you can say Telegram and all the stuff. These are all instant messaging applications. Text messaging is obviously on an online workspace, or like you can say the Google Meet, the you can say Microsoft, you can say Microsoft 365 app is one of the best example of workspace. And obviously, we also have the documentation. So these are all your collaboration softwares, okay? You have to know the potential of these softwares. And obviously, you should know you can say the pros and cons of the software. So maybe you just go like you want to manage kind of any IT firm. You can be a technician, you can be a technical lead, you can be IT manager, you can be IT officer and all that stuff. So normally in organization, they actually give you a role of IT to have an expertise in all kind of fields, okay? So you should know which software is best for my organization. It depends, okay? If you are, for example, like an office type of organization, you don't have field work, you don't have to go to remote areas, you don't have to go to the public. So obviously you select something that's, you can say, more reliable, and you can say it's more more demandable. And if you want something more flexible, so you have to know that requirements. Okay, that's one of the most important thing. Never ever directly go to suggest an application instantly. Okay, that's the reason that people actually get trapped. Okay, so they say, hey, you are actually the IT guy. I just assign you to recommend a software, and you just say, I can buy the software. This one is one of the best. You just typed top 10 collaboration software in the world, and you just pick the number one. That doesn't work, okay? You have to be so much practical in this, because your single suggestion can make your reputation, and it can also damage your reputation in the organization. That's one thing for sure. So you have to do a little research. You just have to tell them, okay, that's fine. What are your requirements? Can you just can you write on a simple white paper the requirements? What software should how do you want to use that for your organization? What are your requirements? So they may have a simple or printout to you, a single pager printout. Okay, you just have to read that printout, and okay, that's fine. I think we are totally fine with this software. So this is how you recommend the IT softwares for your organizations, okay? Normally, this collaboration one. We also have other in advance, so when you go for the next stages of your certifications, you'll just be like, you'll be working on those enterprise ERPs, those big joints in the IT, okay? So they're like day-to-day updating, okay? So you have like single update this month, maybe you can have a major update next month, okay? Because that's just uploading and all the stuff, and it's changing, it's modifying within time. IT is a field that's for that's for sure that's going to be modified like till the end, okay? It's every time you see such thing, the operating system changes of your cell phone, the Windows 10 go to 11s, maybe they can go to 12, 13, I don't know, maybe sometime you can see Windows 66. Maybe it can happen, okay, if they have traveled from 98 to 11, so there's still a long way to accomplish, right? So anyhow, it's just you can say kind of futuristic approach that we are having here. So you should be. So we have netiquette of the basic, you can say, rules that you should observe while using computer networks, especially the internet. So there are some standard rules. You should always be considering that you shouldn't let your home internet totally free for your children. You should know the etiquette of using the internet. You should know how what content is actually good for your children, for your own family members, for your own self even. And even though we have in the latest cell phones, we have an application for that that tells you that how much time have you spent on specific application. So there are also application that can track your applications data. So it's like kind of like metadata. Okay, you have used like Instagram today for 7 hours. Oh my goodness! So you have to You have to watch out. You have to manage your time. You just have to give maybe 5 to 10 minutes. That's more than fine enough, right? You cannot change the world by 7 hours spending on Instagram, right? Or maybe Twitter, or maybe YouTube, on if that's not something that's not knowledgeable for you. So using your own time more productive should be always, you can say, you should always be accountable for your own self, okay? That is one thing most important. So these are some business software that we have done. The specialized business functions are database management, project management, customer relationship management, accounting. So like for the customer relationship management, we even have a complete for some organization just do the ticketing system. Okay, the customer generates a ticket. Okay, and you just have to follow with the customer. So you may be providing an IT services to customers. Okay, so they'll just sign up, they'll approach to you, and you have to take care of an issue. Okay, that is one thing. Like it's a super can say a wide field. Okay, you can have a lot of IT roles and jobs in the customer relationship management software. Okay, in accounting, you just want to provide some financial softwares, you want to give them your IT services. Okay, desktop publishing, graphic design, computer edit design. One of the best part the computer field has, the IT field has, that if you're not, you can say, if you're not liking maybe the programming or the cloud or the customer relationship job, you can switch easily. Okay, you have like more than 15 domains in the IT, just in the IT. So the best part is when you get your foundation level strong, you can easily switch. Okay, let's suppose you're just interested in, let's suppose, in project management, and you say, oh my goodness, my mind is not working in project management, I have to switch to maybe aerospace, some rocket science things. That's not, you can say, an option. How can you just directly jump out from one domain to something that's totally different? But in IT, one of the best part in the IT has actually, you can switch within IT for different fields. Maybe you'll be like super great in graphic design, and you'll be like super sharp in computer aided design. You may be super sharp in accounting softwares of IT. So you cannot be like super perfect in every field of the IT. That's one thing for sure. Okay, these days, like we have 10,000s, like thousands of jobs of the cloud computing, right? Totally new domain. It just got started in 2014, and after COVID, it gets little matured. So you have like thousands and thousands of customer, like you can say, the cloud related jobs. So you can just go to cloud, you can just go cybersecurity, you can just go to a data management, you can just go to you can say penetration testing of websites and all this stuff. You can just go to simple networking, to system administration. So you have like more than 15, even day to day. It's just increasing. Okay, in the IT, so all the world is like just connected with each other. So the domain is the IT domain is actually also expanding. So that's the best thing that you're having. It's the benefit for you. Okay, so we have Windows application, traditional desktop applications or program, Windows 10 app that's installed and maintained through Windows Store. The type of interface you like typically see on the touchscreen device. So you can have those Windows 10 software. Let me just share my screen over here. You should also have, by the way, this Microsoft Store kind of, you can just type that at your bottom left corner. At your bottom left corner, you can just type Windows Store. So when you type that, this screen should appear for you, okay? Let me just share my screen over here. This is Microsoft Store, okay? You have one of the best store over here. Like there are also a lot of free softwares. You can see that bunch of, I can say product. It totally depends on you, okay? So you have a lot of great softwares, by the way. Let's just go for Wi-Fi analyzer. Okay, this is one of the Microsoft built-in softwares. We are having a Wi-Fi analyzer, so just have to click on download. You all people are with me, right? Can you access the Microsoft Store on your on your on your devices? It's just at the left bottom corner of your screen. So let's just little wait for the software, and let's just go for the Wi-Fi analyzer over here. What does that analyze for us? Okay, we have a very great information, by the way, in this software. Okay. Okay. It's fine. You just have to do some basic so I just have to do some basic installation of them. Okay. So you can see my screen, right? Let me just share the screen I am seeing over here. So this is the you can say the networks I'm having over here. This is, you can say, the channels that we discussed regarding the 2.4 gigahertz. So over here, they can tell you the quality of your Wi-Fi, or if you're using the Wi-Fi, they can tell you all the quality of your Wi-Fi. You can see all the signal DPM. You can see the SSID, the channel, the frequency we discussed, 2.4 gigahertz. The bandwidth is on 20 megahertz. The protocol that we discussed on our last lecture is 802.11n. Okay, so we're using the N1, and obviously we also see the top MBs over here. This is one of infrastructure is a network, obviously, and these are the interface IEEE 802.11 wireless network interface, and the uptime is obviously for 3 days and 5 hours. So this is the beacon interval. It is 102.4 milliseconds. These are some great information if you just look deep down into these things. Okay, these are super knowledgeable information. So I recommend you all to install the Wi-Fi analyzer, by the way, on your systems, and you can see the quality of your Wi-Fi, your home Wi-Fi, or to see those wireless signals. How can you can see make it better? You may have a lot of you can say other signals also that can be interfering with your home signal or your office signal, and you can make that better, okay, by changing the channel from 1 to 6, 1 to 8. So the channel that's more convenient for you and more reliable for you, you can just go for that channel. Okay. And there's one more software by the name of IP scanner. Okay, let me just type that for you people. Okay, you can just type in Google IP scanner. Okay, one of the best software. Okay, you just have to download this. Can you just give me thumbs up for the IP scanner? Sorry, it is advanced port scanner. Sorry. It is the advanced. By the way, the basic functionality is also the IP scanner, advanced port scanner. Okay, you can just type this on Google. So you should be able to advanced port scanner. I can also show, by the way, the icon, so you can just recognize the icon and you can easily download the same icon. Okay, you should have this icon. You can see at the top left corner, advanced port scanner. Okay, can you give me a thumbs up the advanced port scanner, please? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So the best part of the advanced port scanner is that if you want to scan your network, it will give you all TCP ports, and it will obviously also give you all the IP connections that's connected to your network. Okay, if it's your home network, you can use that. If it is your office network, you can use that. You can see all the devices that are connected to your network. So it's the best part. You can see a lot of settings over here. Okay, Over here, let me just quickly go through this software. This is show alive. Alive means that these software are connected now and they are like within your network. So they may show you like a green kind of sign. A show a dead means obviously they are not connected. They might show you a red kind of light on those IP addresses. Show unknowns, obviously, those are the unknowns that you may not know, or they may have not given the name for the device and all the stuff. We also have show arrangement toolbar. We don't want that, that's paid. So we just have to do with this basic basic software. These are the resources, okay? High accuracy scanning means lower speed, so it will take time. You can check on the software. It will give you high accurate results, okay? It will give you all the devices names, their IP addresses. So we have discussed about IP addresses, right? IP addresses, internet protocol, IP addresses are just, you can say the digital kind of allocation tag to your device, okay? It may be your cell phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, any digital device, okay? It can even be your IoT devices, Internet of Things device, okay? So you have to be super careful, and you should always watch out those IP addresses connected to your home network, okay, especially. These are the resources we have discussed about hypertext transfer protocol. Also the S version, S stands for the secure version. So it is the same HTTP hypertext transfer protocol secured, okay? FTP is file transfer protocol using for transferring the files. NetBIOS group, active username, remote desktop protocol for the remote sessions, RDP, date and time, and this is the RAdmin availability, so we don't have to go for that. It is the other application that's connected with the advanced port scanner, right? So do install this advanced port scanner for your learning purposes, okay? Don't be you can say you have to know the ethics of as we discuss, okay? So you don't have to do the things, hey, you know, I just installed advanced port scanner and today I just scanned my office network and I saw my boss IP and I said, if you don't give me promotion, I'm going to block your computer. So don't do that, okay? Against the ethics, we discussed on our very first lecture, okay? You don't have to force any people, you don't have to force any individual to you can say to get promotion or something like that, okay? Just joking, okay? That's you can say just have to click on the scan options that we're having here. So it will show me all the devices that are connected to my network, okay? So let's just quickly go for a little while and let's just get, I just have to disable. Sure, you have to make sure that these are like, these are just for your information, okay? This is how they show the list of your devices over here. It may be 100, it may be 200, so it depends on your network, okay? So these are the few, you can say, informative software that we are having it, and you should always pay attention to these productive software, always, okay? Let me just stop this and let's just jump out to our app store. One thing we'll just have to discuss today is how can we make a simple network and how can we troubleshoot that network, okay? So we have just signed into our Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer is over here. I have shared a link, by the way, of the Cisco Packet Tracer with all of you guys. So I think hopefully most of you will have downloaded that. If you're facing any troubles, please do reach us, and obviously just guide accordingly, okay? Let me just share my screen and let me just log in that over here. Reading. Okay, great. So the reason I was having is there's also one very good thing to just click in my mind. So password management is one of the best thing, okay? You have to remember your password, and you should always remember that your password is strong enough, okay? It meets the criteria, okay? So if I show over here, check my password, and obviously you'll not give your original password over here. That's one thing for sure, okay? Check my password strength. Let me just go to security.org, how secure my password is. Sorry for, let me just share my screen over here. Yeah, I think you can see my screen, right? So this is security.org. The reason I'm sharing these are very fundamental things, okay? Very fundamental things, okay? How can you make your password secure? One of the most common passwords we are having in the world is itself password 123, okay? And it would take a computer about a month to crack your password. Or you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your password could be cracked instantly, okay? So it means if you go to if you just watch out to the thing, your password will be just like cracked, okay? This is how it's done. So to make sure you have a strong password, you should always like make it a passphrase, okay? Passphrase mean you can make it, this is not my password. So it takes 300 trillion years. How great is that, right? This is how you make things easy for yourself. Make it passphrase, okay? There's also one more of the Kaspersky, one of the best one. Kaspersky antivirus, most of people have used that. It's very well known. So you can see this is not my password, right? So let's suppose we have just over here, they say the time for a password is easy crackable. This password appeared 8 times in a database of leaked passwords. So what Kaspersky do actually, they have a kind of, you can say it, obviously a security firm. Kaspersky is one of the best security antivirus, is one of the oldest one also. So what they do actually, they just gather out all those data from the world. That, for example, if you've heard in news, this bank is, you can say this bank is hacked, this organization is hacked, they have lost that much money, they have been hacked, the healthcare system has lost that much user data and all the stuff. So they just crack, and they actually have those data from the dark web, and they make sure that the other people are protected from it. Okay, so this Kaspersky password.kaspersky, I can just pin you out in the chat box. You can just write it down on your notepad. Maybe that would be great. So you can access this this link, and you can make it strong enough. How can you make
Nazar, for each of the password, if you don't mind, those links, you can send it to the group so that people have access to those links.
Yeah, I've just shared in the chat box. I think they have access for those.
Thank you.
I've just shared in the chat box as well. So how can we, for example, make strong enough this password is to change this letter. For example, letter S, okay? Letter S can be replaced by $, which is a special characters, okay? So I just put $1, and over here they said your password is hack resistant. Your password does not appear in any databases of leaked passwords. So it will obviously, your password will be brute force. It is one of the attack name that we are going for the password with an average home computer approximately 23 years. You don't know even, it is a super last time, right? But still we are not satisfied with this one. We have to replace this S with dollars, okay? With dollar sign. You can also make this with dollar sign and also this with dollar sign. So you have put it like 4 special characters over here, right? And it takes 45 years for them to be cracked. What else you can do is to replace the letter O by 0, numeric 0, okay? You can just press 0, it's more large, okay? Letter O is a little smaller. So you have also put it numbers over here. So a good password consists of capital letters, small letters, special characters, and numbers, okay? Numbers mean it should include maybe 1, 2, 0, from 0 to 9, okay? This is how it's done. For let's suppose if some people say I like to, so maybe I don't have S in my password. What will I do? I have only A's, for example. So the letter A can be replaced by at the rate. How cool is that, right? It's also A, right? And if you go to your password strength, it will take up to 2 centuries. I don't think that hacker would even exist, okay? Maybe you can like better judge that, okay? What I was supposed to say, but 2 centuries is a lot of time, by the way, okay? So the reason to share this is just for your own safety and your own, you can say your own privacy things, okay? These are super essential things, okay? Super, super. These are very small thing. Maybe you may know that, or this may be your first time, but you have to practice this. You have to put that in your permanent hard drive, not in the RAM, okay? You have to put these words in your hard drive, in your brain, okay? Great. Okay, so this is how we make the password, you can say more strong enough by you can say by putting special characters, numbers, capital letters, small letters, okay? And obviously this all password is called passphrase. So you can type anything, okay? You can type my blue cat, okay? My blue cat is here. It is a password, by the way. So no one knows what you have written, but I think you can take that and it can make it super great. You can just replace that with simple letters, and you can make it super strong. Okay, I have just put 2 special characters, and I'm over here. So this is one of the things that I was trying to understand, that you should always be able to understand. Okay, so this is how we do that, and you should always access and do the practice by going to this simple link of password.kaspersky.com. I just share in the chat box, and just share again for those who have not accessed. Maybe that's overwritten. So you should always copy these links into your Notepad file, your Word file, and you should always use these beneficial links. These are super, super important links, okay? Okay, so let's just jump out to our packet tracer, our good old friend packet tracer, and we will have to create a very simple scenario, okay? Super simple scenario. We have 2 PCs over here. By the way, I have sent you the packet tracer link. If someone has any issues, you can just reach out to Mr. Alken. You can share again the link and the resources, so you can easily download the software. This is called simulator. We have discussed about this. Simulator is, you can say, in IT, we call it simulators. It is kind of software that we do simulations. We cannot afford such a big infrastructure for our testing purposes, okay? So for that reason, you have to go for the simulation software. So you have to assume this is your practical, your ground infrastructure. And by the way, they have all those options, and they have all those configuration. You can easily configure each of the device, like you're just sitting in front of your computer. So why would you invest like $50,000 for just your lab if you have those simulation softwares? It doesn't make sense, correct? So you should always use the simulation softwares. We'll just put let's just, you can say, let's just not put the server this time, and just put two softwares, two laptops, okay, and a simple network devices over here. These are the switches. Let's just go to 2960 switch of Cisco and 4331 router of Cisco. And let's just put the cloud that will assume it is our internet, okay? This is how it's done. So this is one of our very, very simple network that we are creating. And I'm assuming this is like your all home network, okay? So anyone can assume that it's just like your home network, okay? So we'll just do a quick connection to this switches by connecting through the switch to the laptops and to desktops, okay? So and these are I can say just connect over here. Great. So everyone should have the router at their home, right? Maybe it is from the ISP. So let's suppose it may be from we have Cybernet, okay? Let's suppose this is one of ISP. We have discussed about ISP, remember? ISP stands for Internet Service Provider, right? So let's just go to this packet tracing. Okay, great. So this is one of our super simple network. ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. We have discussed that. This is your home router. This is a switch. A switch is an intelligent device that forwards the request from one device to the router and the router to the internet and the internet to the continents, to another countries, cities, depends on the request, okay? So you can say switch is to extend a network. It is a device extend the network and filter out your request in more efficient way, okay? In other ways, we had a hub. So let me just, I can say, show this to you people. How does the switch looks like? So you can have your clear thoughts on this. So Cisco switches, okay? We go to images of it. This is how a switch, I think most of you people have seen this, okay? This is how Cisco Business CBS 220, this is the model of the switch. 24 means obviously the ports. It means up to 24 devices can be connected wiredly, okay? Not wirelessly, remember that. It is for physical infrastructure, okay? For cabling, the when you say the internet cable, it actually plug over here to this device. Then there another cable is like coming from the router to this device, okay? So this is a 24 port Giga Ethernet switch of Cisco. Cisco is one of the leading brand. We have also Juniper, we have IBM, we have Ubiquity, you just name it, you have TP-Link, okay? You have a lot of good names out there in the IT world, but these are one of the leading ones, Cisco, okay? And they are also obviously the most expensive, by the way. So this is a switch we normally use to extend the network So what actually I want to emphasize again means that, for example, let's suppose if you have one router at your home and you have like 30 people, okay? You may have a very big palace, right? You know about it, right? You may be having a great palace, okay? So you have like 30 people in a single palace. So what would you do? You cannot tell to your internet service provider to bring another connection to the same home, to the same palace. So what you can do is you can just buy a switch and you can connect this switch to the router, and you can connect more than you can also have 48 port switch. Okay, this is 24, so you can also have 48 ports and 128. So it depends on your requirement. This is like larger version of that one. Okay, this is 48 port switch. Okay, giga ethernet port switch, and it's PoE means power over ethernet. Okay, what it means, there are devices that it doesn't need even the adapter. So through internet cable, you have very small cables, 8 cables. We discussed that. On those 8, the two pairs of those 8 are like just for power. Okay, the others are like for the data. Okay, for transferring your data. So if you go to your Cat6 cable, right over here, these you can see these pairs, right? So maybe these you can say they can use the last brown or white blue pair for the power and the others for the data. Okay, so this is how you can expect from PoE. Okay, power over Ethernet. So you should also note it down that there are a lot of PoE devices. Okay, you should always remember it. Okay. So this is a 48 port switch. You can connect up to 48. By the way, you can connect 47 devices because one port will be occupied a cable that would come from your router. Okay. Let's assume this is your 48 port switch. Let's assume this is your 48 port switch, although it's 24, but we'll assume it's 48. One port is actually this coming from the router, the internet that's coming from the router to the switch, okay? And the switch again forwards to your laptop. A cable is coming to your laptop. This is cable network. Remember that it's wide network, okay? So then there's another request coming from this PC. What we can do is, I think we can rename it. Let's make it a few names over here, okay? Let's make it computer 59. Great. So we are also having mysterious students, by the way. That's great thing. Computer 59 is actually your computer, by the way. So that's, well, let's just pick another student over here. We have a base over here. So let's just give you also a good computer, okay, a base. We also have, we want to give 2 laptops, okay? One for Angela, okay? Miss Angela, this is actually your computer, okay? This is your laptop, so you have to take care of it. And we have 1 blank laptop, so we also have to distribute that one. And let's just have a drag down and make to someone to the very bottom and see, okay, let's just give it all over here, okay? So this is your laptop. You are actually the winners, okay? You have been so dedicated, so punctual. That's great. So that's why distributing you these virtual laptops for all of you, okay? That's great. You have to take care of it. One of the best things you'll ever, you can say, you ever imagine. You have to use this packet tracer tool. When you use that, so you would say, oh my goodness, that instructor was saying correct. So we have a lot of functions over here. If you just go to file, if you just go to options, tools, extensions, the list goes on. Even if you just want to surf this, you will clear half of the IT, okay? Always try to stick with this tool, remember, okay? If you want to clear good concepts, if you want to try a lot of things, so always do on this packet tracer simulation tool, remember, we call it simulation tool, okay? We also have GNS3, by the way. There's also a name, GNS3 most probably. We also have other one also. I couldn't recall that. It's in my mind. I don't know why I couldn't recall. It is all, these are called simulation, okay? I hope I'm spelling right, simulation, network simulation, or you can call it network simulation tools. You can just type it down and they'll give you a list of it, okay? Your good old friend Google, by the way, the algorithm will actually search for you. So we were over here. The internet is coming from your home router. And one thing more, I have to jump again and again for these things. So these are home router, okay? I have kind of similar router, okay, to your home. It is actually, by the way, something like that, okay? If you see over here, you may have with yellow ports, you may have with blue ports, you may have with green ports. All are the same, by the way. You may even have by the white ports also, okay? So these are your home router, your internet service provider, if that's Cybernet, if that's Virgin, if that's like, you can say, SpaceNet. You can have a lot of internet service providers, depends from country to country and region to region, okay? So the internet cable is actually coming to your this port, okay? This one port, and over here they have written it WAN, okay? What they have written? Can you give me thumbs on WAN? It stands for wide area network, okay? We call it WAN. And LAN stands for local area network, okay? These are the terms, by the way. I'll just explain you in a very little short of time, okay? Don't worry about it. So we have two main terms in the router, okay? One is WAN, wide area network. The other one is LAN, that's local area network, okay? This one port is for when the internet is actually coming to this port. So you don't have to plug a cable like port 1, 2, 3, 4. This is actually like a switch for you. So normally in home, you cannot buy a switch for 3 people or 2 people or 5 people or 10 people. They have given you the functionality of this device. They have made this device as a router and switch, okay? So they have combined two devices into one device. In IT, remember, this is super important. It is very, very important to know that in IT, there can be a single device that can function as a multiple devices, okay? So they can fit a software within that single device. You don't need to have another totally different kind of hardware for that to occupy your space. People doesn't like a kind of, you can say, a junky kind of environment, okay? They want a neat and clean environment. Simple as that, okay? So this one port is, they have written on it WAN, wide area network, and these 4 ports are like LAN, local area network. What does that mean? It means you can just plug a single Cat6 cable into this port, one of these ports, and drag that cable into your switch, okay? When you just plug that cable from that blue port devices from your router to the switch, you get additional 23 empty slots. This is the magic of switch, okay? You get 23 ports, okay? So maybe there'll be a question, okay, what about if I had, like, let's suppose 50 users or 40 users, what will I do again? So obviously, again, you have to put another switch. You just have to borrow one port from this old switch to this switch, just a single cable, and you will get additional 23 ports, right? And you can connect more 23 computers over here. This is how a big network is connected. It is super simple, right? By the way, it's not super simple, but it's easy, okay? That's for sure, okay? You can get my point. What I am saying you'll just have, and the good news, you will just try to have a very small session to turn on all your mics, and you can ask the question, by the way, so we can answer most of you. The problem is we cannot have such kind of, you can say, we have a very limited time. We cannot address all your questions at the very same time. So, but obviously we'll make that slow and gradually improve that process. So this is one thing, that this is how big networks are, like they are connected. Okay, like their organization
And
that
feel
can
free
have
to type your
500 people.
questions in if you have questions, okay?
Yeah, you're most welcome also in the typing area. Okay, you can also have you can also have your you can also have your chat box to use to use your to have your questions on the chat box. Okay, we'll try our little best to
Let
address
me let
most
me
of
chip
them.
in something as a just for the larger community also. And the nice thing is this is a basic introduction class, so we would not be doing all the deep network stuff. However, what we just need you to know is, and I'm sure even in your home right now, if you check your software used by your ISP, it will show you devices connected in your home. Many times you can even remove your kid's device at certain times so that they cannot browse the internet for safety. We do a lot of that, right? It's the same thing. So in big environments, one of the things we normally ask in any assessment is we ask them, give us your network architecture diagram. So what you're looking right now, can we all type it? If you don't mind, can we type a network architecture? Type it. It's like an architect designing a house, right? This is the same thing. So can we type that word, network architecture diagram? Because that's what you're building really. It's an architecture diagram at the end of the day. You're establishing where the routers are, the bridges are, the ports are. So yeah, sometimes you can actually even put firewalls. You can simulate many things. And that's what an architect does really. You're simulating how the network will look like and putting in mind security of the network, right? At the end of the day. So that's really what it is. None of us is an architect yet, but this is the foundation to understand what those guys do. Okay. So anytime you ever see a diagram like this, just get into the room smart also and say, oh, is this the network architecture diagram? Do you have one? That is what it is. Back to you, Naza.
Yeah, thank you so much. So there's very one of the very good question I just received from Milad Rodriguez. Thank you so much for your question. So what you ask is, what about if we connect our, you can say, seconds with this switch he's talking about? Okay, he's talking about this switch. What about if we connect that to the second port of the router? We don't want to connect over here. Okay, let's suppose, just assume that you don't want to connect over here, just want to directly connect to the router. You can connect that. You have already like 4 ports over there, right? But sometimes, the problem is that you don't have the access of router that easily, because the switch you have already placed over here is already far, and you have to get the cable stuff and all the stuff and all the things again to the router. It makes things more complicated, and the drawback of it is, like, you cannot configure that on the router side if it's not manageable, right? On the switch side, for example, if you bought a smart switch, you can configure each port. So it's like more advanced. It's just like for your information. But thank you so much for noticing that. Obviously, these are the insights that actually help you out. These are the questions that actually help you out to think about those things, okay? In, uh, in the cloud side, these are the and these are like this concept will actually like make you master of your field, remember? Okay, so you have to think a lot in these kind of scenarios, remember it? Okay, so this is how it's done. We will just get a small break of 5 minutes, okay? Just to get fresh, you can just get a cup of tea, get fresh here, and just quickly start our session just after 5 minutes from now on. Please stay tuned, and you can just stay tuned. I'll just resume our session from the same place we're living in. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, great. Thank you so much. It was just a quick break. So you're not, by the way, sleeping in the class or bored, something like that. So we have to practice that as it's super technical and things are going like more to the skill set side. So please adjust your, can say, stamina and all the stuff according to the lecture, okay? So you can say, by the way, when we were in school, obviously the a small break in mathematics or advanced physics class would be just like vacation for us. So it's just a kind of, you can say, that kind of thing for you people, okay? Okay, great, great, great. So let's just jump out to a quick recap of this scenario. Um, this is the internet. This is your home router. We have seen the pictures. We have seen how does that work. It actually, if you even just go by the name, the router is actually that routes your data from one network to another network, which means, let's suppose if you're sending a message to someone in Toronto, okay? So you're in US and your friend is in Toronto. So when you just send a WhatsApp message, by the way, we can have a cell phone, by the way, over here. We have everything in this marketplace, okay? Everything is free. Everything is for super, super great sale. So that's a good thing, okay? Let's just make sure this smartphone is connected to this network. And let's just pick some two smartphone winners, okay, in today's lecture. So the first the first smartphone winner is Frank. Frank, my friend, this is your iPhone 15, my friend. You have to take care of it. Simple as that. Let's just pick another smartphone winner, okay? And okay, fine. So let's just give this smartphone to May, okay? Thank you so much, May. This is for you. Brand new iPhone 15, okay? How cool is that? This is how IT works. You just type and the things happened. And by the way, they call us, yeah, sorry, Pro Max, we have forgotten a very, very, uh, you can say a very essential feature. Pro Max is not the simple, okay? So it's Pro Max and it's like $15 more, you can say expensive. That's okay. Okay, great. So we have two iPhone 15 Pro Max winners over here. Now, let me just give you a very quick, super simple, how does that work, okay? So we will just make sure to have a boundary line between two countries. Today we are going with a super simple practical things, okay? No more theoretical stuff like today. So let's assume this is the wall, okay? We have built a complete, you can say, a wall over here by two countries, okay? This is a US and Canada, you can say border, you can say, okay? So now, if a hi message over here is sent by Frank to his friend in Toronto, Canada, okay? So it has to travel a long route, right? So what we can do is we have to make a network for them also. So this is how it's done. By the way, we don't even need this one because all are, after all, connected to one network. We would need a switch over here and two computers, laptop maybe. That's a simple network, right? So we just have to connect this laptop and also the cell phone to, we are not having an AP access point, but let's assume it's connected with the switch, okay? Although maybe iPhone Pro Max have gotten this feature. So it's just an example, by the way, okay? So this is also connected to the router, and this router is also connected to internet, okay? So now, if Frank actually give a hi message to his friend to May in Canada, okay? So so it will travel. It would travel like this way to this switch, okay, to the router. This is the router. The router will actually search in the cloud, okay, in the internet, that what address is this. So obviously it has to go, the address will be there, by the way, and it will go to this router. It will travel to the switch, okay. The travel will tell, okay, I have a connected device with my Wi-Fi, the signal is a little dispersed, and it will reach. The same will go vice versa, okay. This is the return message. This is how it is done, okay. So this is how a simple hi message is you're conveyed to two different countries across like the continent. And how fast enough are they? Okay, you can assume it's like more than milliseconds. You can just send and then just watch and then just reply. Okay, this is how a complete network is going on. This is how it's done. Okay, super simple scenarios. How does the internet work for you people? One thing for all of you to reiterate this thing, and I'll just maybe we can have a very small quiz tomorrow for tomorrow class. Mr. Akin will obviously give a Kahoot for it about little questions about difference between switches, routers, and those devices, okay, access points. So you should know those basics, fundamentals of the IT, okay? So please do also consider that if you have like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, you can just figure out what is the difference between router, although we have discussed that, but just for your information, a router, switch, access point, okay? So these three should always be separated and you should always be able to make them separate. You should always have a clear understanding of it, okay? Great. So this is how we created these two networks. And now this network is called LAN network. We call it local area network, okay? What do we call it? We call it LAN network. These two networks, like this cloud and the router, this is called WAN network, okay? Wide area network. These are fundamental, okay? They are super fundamental, so please do, you can say, revise those things. These are super important for any of your field. You'll have to troubleshoot things regarding these basic things, okay? The local area network, okay? And obviously we have this one as a WAN, that means it is wide area network. So we have two terms over here, local area network, wide area network. I hope you have written these bullet points in your notebooks, okay? Or obviously your gadgets if you have smart note or notepad or something like that. So this is how it's done. This is how a simple network works, okay? So in this network, we have discussed some endpoints. These we call them endpoints, okay? Or you can say end users, okay? Your smartphone, your laptop, your PC, you can say these are all end devices, okay? You have smart switch of 24 ports. You have a router of this router at your home is normally provided by your ISP, okay? And ISPs are obviously internet service provider, okay? You should know about it. It is called ISPs, internet service provider, okay? The person, you can say the billing guy, okay? Always coming at the end of the month, hey, you've at the older days that you paid the cable guy, it's the same guy, okay? Just providing internet, you can have your online top up and all that stuff. You can also do that. But the internet service provider, the company that's providing you the internet, okay? So you should always remember it. That internet is actually connected to you can say a country or city level, and the cities are connected with each other. And then obviously countries are connected accordingly, and this is how continents are connected with the submarines through sea and all the stuff. This is how your complete internet works. So for example, if tomorrow, if a small kid outside of your home asks you how does internet works, I think you should be able to explain this is how you play online game, this is how it works, okay? So it is super important to have a clear concept of these fundamentals. When you're clear enough, you're the king and the queen. Obviously, this is how you function. Okay, so You should know these basics. This is how a simple network works, and this is how you can configure those devices. You can always have rules on these switches. You can tell them that, hey, the French iPhone Pro Max should always get less internet connectivity because that gift was actually mine. You can limit even the internet bandwidth. You can put rules on this phone, on these devices. You can put firewall rules. You can put a lot of great things can happen, okay? But that obviously comes with a level of stages, so slow and gradually, okay? You don't have to be a scientist in a single day. It's a slow and gradually moving process, and just go with the flow, and obviously you'll reach your destination. This is how it works in the IT, and always keep yourself updated, okay? If you woke up after 8 months, a lot of things will be changed, okay? Remember it. So always stay awake in the IT field. Okay, great. So we had 2 networks. I think you can get a screenshot by your cell phone, or if you have taken that, that's super great. You can discuss, and you can have more scenarios regarding this picture, because I will be closing this in a little while. So this is how you can also have a router rules, okay? You can also have a router rules also. So over here, you can even, this is how your core network works. Let's just put, you can say a server over here. Maybe this is your core network, okay? We call it core network, okay? You can see this is how even you can switch on all these modules. You can configure this switch. You can have your services on. You have a lot of things in this single device, okay? You can have all of your things like you're just seeing your own computer, okay? By the way, this is server, okay? So you can have more, I can say, functionalities regarding this this thing, okay? So let's just move this one over here, and see. This is our core network, okay? What we can do is actually we can draw a circle. I hope they don't say fill out all the thing. Yeah, that's great. So this is your complete network, okay? We call it our core network. Sometime to save your network, you put a dummy kind of network type. We call it dummy network. In the cybersecurity course that we also do the cybersecurity course. So we teach the students how you can say how can you protect your network, what are the fundamental things over there. So we call it honeypot, okay? So this is honeypot. So this is honeypot, okay? So for example, if hackers from the internet, right? Cannot be your neighbor, maybe just knocking your door and say, hey, I want to hack your home network. Am I, permission is granted for me? It will never be like that, okay? So obviously, there will be an unauthorized individual from the internet, and that will be accessing your network. So either to avoid that scenario, what you can do is you can put a honeypot for them, okay? So what does the honeypot actually do for you? The hacker might think that, hey, I have accessed actually the network, although this is a trap for hackers, okay? And by the way, by the backend, they have put some rules so they can trace those people who have logged into the server. So this is a trap for the server. They just, when anyone unauthorized access that server, and the hacker assumed I am in the real network, although he is not or she is not. So they can get the logs, they can block that IP address, they can make the firewall more strict, or they can halt the individual, something like that. So it is one of the best things that's done in the cybersecurity courses. We actually do that for our cybersecurity courses, CompTIA. So I always recommend you all people to take the certification test, okay? That is one of the most important things. Even if it is ITIF, I have provided you the guideline. We will also discuss some few real-time exam questions, but you should always get the digital recognition, the digital badge, okay? You just have to, if you're like totally dedicated, you just have to revise all the things we have done in the past week and today. You can just revise that and you can just have a great overview and revelation. You just have to appear in the CompTIA ITIF official exam, okay? When you appear online over there, you can just do on your home or your office or the CompTIA authorized dealer. So you can be a recognized and certified individual, okay? Whenever you go for an interview, they'll ask you, what have you done? You'll just tell them, I am a CompTIA certified, okay? I am a CompTIA certified individual. I have a certification of CompTIA ITIF Plus. So that makes you different from others. This is how you get jobs. And obviously, by the way, if you're attending this with super dedication, you'll be like super great in your communication skills, by the way. Always focus on that, being in the IT also, okay? So this is called the honeypot. So this was a very simple gray diagram that we have discussed, is how network, LAN network and WAN network, okay? Remember these two terms. These are your friends, okay? WAN, wide area network, LAN, local area network, okay? So these two terms, always remember, it starts from the just at the edge of the router, and the WAN starts after the edge of the other side of the router. So it means it's connected to the internet side, okay? And this is connected to your local side, within your office, within your home, within your building, okay? When things are out of your building, you should assume that it is the WAN network. If you're not implementing the topologies like MAN, metropolitan area network, that is connected to cities. Within city building, we have two campuses and you have to connect. But we'll just discuss that later on. So always assume that if you're connected to the internet and you have sent something outside of your internet, it is on your WAN network, okay? And within your office sharing from room number 1 to room number 10, this is called a LAN network, okay? Local area network. Okay, great. That's super great. Thank you so much for understanding. I hope I have done my level best to make it as simplified as possible. These are some core concepts, and when you go through some real-time things, obviously you'll give me, you can say, a virtual kind of thumbs up, okay? So that's one thing for sure. Just stick to the plan, and you can get a screenshot of this screen, and I'll be just closing this in a few seconds, okay? Let me just minimize this so you can have a clear screenshot if someone is taking on, okay? So you can discuss, you can have a lot of scenarios.
Somebody had a question. The question was, how can they get certified in CompTIA IT Foundation?
Normally, if you go to the, let me just show that to you real time, okay? That will be more convenient for you people. You just have to go, to official CompTIA page, okay? Just have to go to certifications. You have a lot of certifications, by the way, from the CompTIA. This is the ITIF. Do you see? You're just following this official lectures of the ITIF Plus. So just click on the ITIF Plus, and over here you have the exam option. You have to, okay. You just have to buy exam. Okay, you can see over here. You can just buy. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And so if you don't mind, you can send that link to the group also.
Yeah, sure, please. So you can just, let me just copy that and let me just paste that for you in the chat box. You can access this CompTIA. This is the official CompTIA, super recognizable, okay? This is one of the most recognized certifications across the world, okay? If you're CompTIA certified, it means you're a dedicated person. You have invested your time by making like the IT skills and all that stuff. Okay, so this is the exam watcher. Okay, you can see that one exam watcher with $134 you have basic bundle of ITI plus. So these you can just go and you can see which one is more better for you. You can have that bundle for your good self, and you should give a try, by the way. I think if you can invest like $2,000 on iPhone 15 plus that, it's more better to invest on certification. And that's for sure. It's a long-term investment, by the way. It's your career, by the way. Okay. So if you're like more career-oriented person, you're super dedicated person, obviously you will do that. Okay, great. So I think this is the link. CompTIA certification, you know, it's in world internationally recognizable. All of the organization in the world that wants the IT, they have in the career, you can say a description, they say that you have to be CompTIA certified. You have a lot of other certification, A plus, CA plus, Cloud Essential plus, CT plus, ITF plus, Linux plus, Data System plus, Data, and obviously, and CYSA plus. So you have a lot of great certification by the way in the CompTIA certificate, and we can help you out on those. Okay, so thank you so much. This was, you can say, a quick demo of this one. We'll just, Mr. Akin, do you have anything for them? And Kahoot for
I
them,
think
or should I get started?
um I think we covered virtually everything we planned for today. So the only comment I have is for if if they don't mind, we'll do a quick Kahoot quiz as always, just to test our knowledge. Some of the questions would be some things that would be we will do some of them tomorrow again. I think I shared the Kahoot in the larger group already before, but let's just have fun with it and just kind of gauge your knowledge, some of the things we talk about today, and let's have fun with it. Why not? So we can do a quick Kahoot if that's okay with everybody. Let me quickly.
Yeah,
So if
they'll also like wake up from their sleep, maybe if someone is sleeping, so they can participate in the Kahoot, and they can
uh,
help their you, by the way. So let's just
exactly.
make sure. Yeah, let's just make sure that they are totally active, super active. These are, by the way, our Supermans, okay? They are the superheroes we are having it. Super dedicated, and I love, and they have people like Risk. I was that day I was actually searching the most, you can say, risky people. You can say they have risked a lot of like millions and billions of people in some project and investment, and they have gone to zero. So you people don't have to lose any kind of dollars. You don't have invested more than 10,000, or you just have to stick to the plan, and you will, believe me, get some grateful, you can say, practical experiences in your career and all that stuff. So let's just quickly jump out to our Kahoot. You can just pin
Yeah.
out that pin to your Kahoot, and it's 5352905. Just jump out and let's see. Team Monster is looking super, you can say, angry today. And Kangaroo is also not bad. The eyes are like in a very, you can say, angry mood also. Team Earth looks a little, you can say, creative. Let's hope and see how are they grouped, and who takes, we can say, the today's show. So we have a lot of, you can just quickly, if someone has not downloaded Kahoot, you can just scan that, and I think you should be able to have that on your cell phones.
Yeah.
And you can easily like participate on these teams, okay? And we also have, by the way, some
Absolutely.
spectators also. So they're quiet students, okay? They're never going to participate in these kind of quizzes. And they say, hey, let's just watch them who wins the game and all that stuff. That's also okay. Okay, you're fine. But the more you like engage in these activities, the more you get the knowledge. So it's up to you if you want to be a player in
Yeah.
the ground or a spectator. You just enjoying your ice cream and a cup of tea and all that stuff. That's okay. So let's just watch out our good old three friends over here and see who can steal the show today.
Excellent. So we have let's get to Another 30 seconds and we kick it off, folks. And today was very powerful. Thank you, Nazar. And one thing I want to call out is for those of us that have not downloaded some of those tools out there, they are free. Now, the beautiful thing is that it just gets us to start playing around things. And there's not a big deal in these tools, to be honest, personally, because if you look at those tools, if you have an internet service provider today, I bet you they already offer you that tool. A lot of those tools, really, because you can easily see connection of your systems. You can, you may not know you have it, but I bet you if you're using AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, whatever you're using in North America, especially in Africa, maybe MTN and other service providers out there, they have network scanning tool where you can see who is connected to your network. You can restrict access to your network. You can change your password. So it's the same thing we just simulated in a crude way today, whereby we can add functionality, simulate, you know, an, a real new network entirely. And that's really the work of network architects or security architect. They look at the network and say, what are the security holes in this network design? Because at the end of the day, think about the design. If the design is flawed, it would only increase your threat landscape and your risk will increase naturally, right? So the same thing. All right, I think we have enough to start. Let's get started real quick. Let's just have fun with the quiz. And please, if you are not part of if you are not in our group, I sent the link to the WhatsApp group. We share more information there. And weekly, we've been sharing some quiz to kind of get people just engaged a lot. I shared one today also on routers, on switches. By tomorrow, we'll do like quizzes on that also. So just be ready. Just some
So
fun quiz around it. Okay.
yeah, the
All right,
thing
let's get started.
that we actually, yeah,
Go ahead, Nazar.
yeah, we'll just proceed with our very first Kahoot over here. Super simple, okay, making things super great for you people, okay? Just true false, okay? And we will never ever show you results, by the way, to your friends and all the stuff. So you can just participate as they are. Productivity softwares include functions like word processing and web browser. Is it true or is it false? Just have to click on true false, okay? No one's going to show you results, simple as that. Remember, productivity softwares. Great, that's actually the answer I was looking for. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So Team Water is just on the top. Kangaroo is not bad. Team Earth is also over here. Collaboration, remember collaboration, how we collaborate. Collaboration softwares encompasses features such as email and instant messaging. We have discussed about collaboration software. Encompasses features such as email and instant messaging. Is it true or is it false? Great, the number is great. Thank you so much. It's just true. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's still Team Water on the top. Let's see. It's just a few point difference, okay? Team Kangaroo, I'm with your side, okay? Just have to make a little more efforts over here. Business software is designed for general home office tasks. Business software is designed for general home office tasks. Simple general home office tasks. Is it the business software? Remember the business software we discussed about? Business software is designed for general home office tasks over here. Just have to push. Let's see. Thank you so much for the answers. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This was actually an upset. Thank you so much, Team Kangaroo. So here he comes. Okay, 2191. Let's go for the next question over here. So we have etiquette refers to the rules and etiquettes observed on computer networks. Is it correct or is it false? Rules of etiquette observed on computer networks. We discussed about some rules surfing the internet, remember? I think I have just thrown maybe 70% of the answer if you've just noticed, okay? So you just have to, you just have to get into, thank you so much. Okay, great. That's some good upset, my goodness. And I have done nothing, by the way, okay? These are all your own hard works. Windows 10 apps, application apps means applications are typically installed through Windows Store and have touchscreen friendly interface. So is it correct or is it false? Windows 10 applications are typically installed through the Windows Store that we have done. We have installed some software also, by the way, and have a touchscreen friendly interface, okay? Great, thank you so much for the participation. That's some great advancement. Let's see. Something is going to upset over here. I'm for sure over here. Let's see. Oh, great. That's some Team Kangaroo is just not leaving the first spot. Okay. Okay, let's jump out to app stores mainly offer paid applications and very few available for free. Is it true or is it false? We have App Store of iPhone. We have Google Store of Android also. So these are called app stores. Okay, app stores mainly offer paid applications with very few available for free. So let's see what they have offered to us. Okay. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for participation. Let's see if we had an upset. Steamwater is still on the very edge of to catch the kangaroo. Okay. Device drivers enable communication between an operating system and hardware devices. Whenever you install a device, you just plug that. So you also have to install a driver for that. So I think it is more reasonable. You can have the answer device drivers enable communications between an operating system and hardware devices. So let's see. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Okay. Oh my goodness, we have a very eight competition over here. A shared printer allows printing access to multiple devices on the same network. So you have organization, one printer is used for a lot of people. So that's a shared printer. So a shared printer allows printing access to multiple devices on the same network. So let's hope we just get to the idea. We have done a lot of practical stuff today. So that's great. Thank you so much. It actually gives us, okay, Team Earth is like just struggling with the competition. Now that's okay. We have just 100 points away, Team Earth. Come on, you can do that. The print queue, okay? Print queue, one of the, you can say, the most stressful troubleshooter we have in the IT field. The print queue holds print jobs that are ready to be sent to a printer. It's the queue, by the way, right? So I think you have an answer also within the question, so you should be able to answer this super easily, okay? A print queue holds the print jobs that are ready to be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That's some impressive improvement, okay? Believe me. Thank you so much, okay? System slowness is more severe issue than a software crash. So there are people, they say, hey, just fast my computer, okay? Just install 500 GB of RAM in that. We cannot do that, okay? We cannot buy 500 GB RAM from the superstore to just throw to the computer and they can be fast. By the way, in this tomorrow lecture, we'll just troubleshoot some issues, okay? Thank you so much. That's great. So, oh my goodness. So we have Team Earth. That's okay. You were like totally quiet today. That's fine enough. Team Water, and obviously the winner is the spotlight. By the way, my goodness, we're
All
just giving
right.
them Oscars.
All right,
Team
let's give them
Kangaroo.
some love, huh? You know, even if it's grudgingly, let's give them some love, huh?
Yeah, they are great enough today. Happy all of the winners by the way. 1, 2, 3. So that's great. and super like
Excellent job,
my.
folks. That was good. That was good. I think, yeah, that was really well done, everybody. So today I guess we hit all the areas we had in focus, and as always, Naza, thank you so much. Amazing job, amazing job, and thank you everybody. One thing I will keep drumming is just keep showing up. I can bet you those few minutes, and we only have 3 classes. You'll be out of here. But the beautiful thing is, it will give you that foundation. You will leave that level of a novice to someone that knows something about IT. And it's a foundation we can build on. Believe it or not, today you've started playing with some tools. Download those tools and play with them, really. You're just playing with them and it will become more meaningful to you. Those language will not sound strange to you when you have conversation, and that's all we can ask for. I bet you the next tech class you will take, it will be much more thinner. You'll feel much more comfortable. That's the goal. For all of us, this is the starting point. Over time, you just realize, oh, you have the building block to build a career in IT. And that's all we thought out to do. So hang in there, keep showing up, put the work, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Let's give some love to Nazar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time dedication. So we are just getting you a few 10 minutes, also a free break this very Saturday. So that's kind of, you can say, a free bonus. You can just enjoy fresh air, have a cup of tea, and
Exactly. And I'm sure no
thanks to
no
all you.
student that I know yet has complained that they wrapped up class early.
No, they are
I
great
will
enough.
complain too.
No, no, they are really great, super interactive, and they are dedicated. That's why I do all the sessions with super dedication, also from my heart. So that's a great thing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
All
so
right. God
much,
bless.
and great day, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
See you all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day.
Bye
Bye.
bye.